Okay, should be streaming now. Let's open up Discord here. So I'll put this. Shit, I don't know. I guess. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I figured I'd stream this since it'd be a good example, I guess, of kind of how you would go about like working on stuff, like in your own branch. So I'm just in the develop branch right now, and the only branches on GitHub, on our GitHub currently. Oh wait, I have the wrong thing shared. Um, so yeah, I'm like currently in the develop branch locally, and I think I only have two branches locally. So if I do git branch, yeah, I just have the main and the main and develop. Um, and if I go back to GitHub, which I'm just, should I switch the screen like this? I guess it doesn't matter. If I go back to GitHub, then for our project, we only have two branches. So right now I'm currently like completely in sync with our GitHub. So I have the most updated version locally. And so at least I think I do. Could always do a git pull to be safe. Um yeah, let's do a git pull anyway. So yeah, basically whenever you want to like branch off of the develop, you always want to do a git pull first. So make sure that you do like git pull origin develop. And you might even be able to do git pull -u origin develop so that you don't have to type origin develop out each time. Maybe not. Are you not allowed to do that? Unknown switch. Maybe I can do git pull origin -u develop. Okay, it doesn't matter. So git pull origin develop. Alright, so I'm already up to date. So I'm completely in sync with the remote repository. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a branch off of the develop now that I know that I'm in sync with it. And I've been strictly working on this pseudo events library. So over the past few days, I've been basically just adding and removing stuff from this file. Also been, testing it in the main JavaScript file as well. So like these are probably the only two files that I'm really gonna be messing with in this branch. Um, so I kind of I'm gonna want to just stick to these two files. Uh, stick to changing only these two files in this new branch, just so that we don't have that many merge conflicts. So I'm gonna do git checkout -b. And I'll call this feature pseudo events. Pseudo events.js, I guess. Yeah, why not? Okay, so now, since I was in the develop folder, and then I made this new branch into feature, it basically just copied everything in develop and put it into this new branch. So now I can just go ahead and start working here. And just like in the video that I made, as soon as you make a new branch, you immediately want to push. Because if I go to GitHub real quick, we still don't have that branch here. I refresh, don't have it yet, so we have to push it. I'm gonna do git, and this is the perfect time to do the git push -u origin, and then your branch name. Okay. And then if I go to GitHub, I should see we have 3 branches now. Click on that. Feature branch is right here. And right now, this feature branch is just an exact copy of the develop branch, which is exactly what we want. So now we can start adding stuff to this without affecting our main kind of hub branch here. So yeah, okay. Go back to VS Code, and I'm just going to be working on some stuff. It's not going to be very exciting, but I just figured that I would stream this anyway, just in case anybody wanted to see what's going on. Okay, so I just added like hierarchical event behavior to the pseudo event class, which means essentially now that we can make parent and child events and have a hierarchy structure. And so like, for example, if you create one event, like if I said child event dot connect some function, and I were to like pause the parent event of this child event, so I'm not going to go over the documentation for this because I have it right here, the README. I'm still working on, but it's going to be here. But basically, just making it so that if you put an event inside an event, and that parent event is in a certain state, that state is also inherited by the child event. So if I pause the parent event for the grandparent event, then I shouldn't be able to fire the child event. And I think I might add some behavior where, like, if you do a strong connect to the child event, which I have defined in here. So strong connect is basically just like connect. It's just normal connect, except you can't disconnect it unless you call it with an override, and an override is just a true or false. So basically, if I do strong connect, then this disconnect method won't do anything, unless I put it in an override, which I can do just by doing comma true. True is the override. But anyway, this is not going to be a stream covering how to use this, because to be quite honest, I'm still learning how to use this as I work on it. So I'm not going to be that good at explaining it yet. Okay, but what we need to do now is like upstream behavior works. So child events won't be fired if their parent is paused, but we have to make downstream stuff happen. So like if I fire a parent event, then all of the child events should also be fired. I think the only reason for that is right, because this was inspired on me, like, by me making... Oh, hold up. Right screen. Okay. Let me just pull up my camera here. I have to move the mic around, so I'm not sure if this is going to affect audio quality, but the best I got. Okay, let me move to this camera. Oh gosh. Autofocus. Have to disable that. Figure video. Get out of here. Okay. The autofocusing. No, we're good. Okay, so basically what we need is some kind of event structure. And I guess I'll do this in pencil. We need some kind of event structure where we have a, like, the actual event handler. And this is kind of like the grandparent event. And so this should also be an event object, like a pseudo event. So that we can call stuff like, you know, pause, resume. So if we want to pause events without disconnecting them, we can do that. So on. And then it should be, basically, it should have some kind of container for, other children events. And these children events would be like, ideally, the type of event, the type of JavaScript event that we're connecting to. Like, for example, click. So on click. Right? And then, let's see. And then click could have a bunch of, click could either have a bunch of connections. Yeah, actually, we might not even need child events for this. We might just be able to use connections, because I've made connection objects a lot more powerful in that you can now essentially treat them like individual listeners. So we might not even need to make children events. I'm not sure. No, we might actually want to. Okay, so click could be another pseudo event. Okay. And then this could have connections. So event handler would essentially be a list of pseudo events. Or I guess another way of putting it is that event handler would be a pseudo event with a bunch of children events, and these children events are the JavaScript events. So we'd have click and all that other stuff, then click would have connections. Right? So now, and there could be other like JavaScript events, right? Like hover or whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. It's pencil. There we go. Dude, what? Okay. I don't even know if this can be seen right now. Why is this desk sticky? Oh, I didn't even turn this lamp on. I don't even know if this can be seen. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking about here. So this way I can do stuff like, event handler dot, pause all, or I can do event handler dot disconnect all, right? Really powerful methods that give us a lot more control over event management on a website, so that we don't have to worry about like disconnecting events and having like weird memory leaks if we don't do that, because it'll all just be wrapped up inside of this event handler. So yeah. So we would make one. So I don't even really need to make a separate module for this, I don't think. In fact, we might even be able to combine. We might be able to combine quite a few modules here. If I go back to the VS Code here, let me actually increase this mini window a little bit. If I go back to VS Code, I was thinking about combining dynamic state with pseudo events, since they're basically codependent anyway, or at least they were, so I had to remove the onState changed event because it was doing loop callback stuff. So I might combine these, and then I can just import into main like something like this essentially, but with like dynamic state as well. I should keep a note to myself. I don't have to actually export this object. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think I'll do that. This is just for tests. So for the actual event handler, yeah, it basically replicated all of this in the pseudo events. So this is basically like all arbitrary now, like, or all unnecessary. So this basically is just in the right branch, at least. Decision. I'm just trying to think about what the difference is going to be. Like, we might actually be able to simulate this behavior with just a pseudo event. Right? Because if our event handler is just a pseudo event, then if we add, okay, so I guess, like, for example, I've got to wipe down this desk. I don't know why it's sticky. For example, if we do something like event handler.add, right? And I think the argument options for add were the name of the event, the name of the JavaScript event, so like click. Then an optional name, which could be anything. Then the object that we're connecting the event to, and the function, the callback function for the event. So 4 potential arguments. It could be either this or the minimum arguments are the event name, the object, and the function. So it will at least have these 3 arguments, but it could have an optional name argument. Okay. Oh boy, okay. So, that's gonna be annoying to deal with. This is what I spent most of my time doing in the pseudo events, is like handling parameterization. But anyway, it's not gonna be a big deal. So I guess what we can do is, like, first check to see if this event name exists inside of, like, some kind of internal cache. So, is my voice, like, is the mic too close to my, I feel like... Testing, testing, okay, that's a little better. So we could have some internal cache that's like, you know, this event already exists. So like, if not this dot, I guess this would be in connect, well no, it wouldn't be in connections. Well no, it could, okay, we could have a separate internal connections that's a map, I suppose. Because now that it's, yeah, this was my main concern, but before was like using maps because they're not as easily iterable as arrays or objects, even though they are objects. They're a different structure. I mean, you can still iterate over maps with a for loop, do for of, but is it raining? It is raining. Okay, connections new, but I don't think we have to do any iteration because I think the pseudo events handle that for us now. If I say, if not this connections.get, because it'll be a map, and we get the event name. So if the event name doesn't exist, then connections.set. Or we don't even, this doesn't even have to be a map. This could just be this could be just a regular object, because the event names will always be different. We will never have a situation where we have the same event name. So I could just say like connections is equal to an object, and then say if not connections event name, then connections event name equals a pseudo event. It's really raining out now. Check the weather real quick. Alright. No crazy thunderstorms just yet. Pro tip, if you're working on a big project, especially a coding project, and it starts to rain, you might want to check the weather to see if you have to save your stuff to the cloud, in case you lose power. Or if there's like a surge or something. Okay. Oh, it wasn't the desk that was sticky, it was that piece of paper that was sticky. Yeah, the desk is fine. Okay. So, yeah, so I think I like that. Okay, let's go to the coding. Let's see if that works. First I have to build the actual API for it in the event handler. So, this. I said I was gonna just stick... Let me move the mic forward again, actually, because this might be hard to hear. I said I was gonna stick to the, like, pseudo events and main files, but I don't think anybody else is gonna be really changing the event handler stuff. I mean, you can, like, if you want to. Um, but I don't think that that's focus. Okay, in that case, listener. Yeah, so I don't think we need listener objects. They're just going to be replaced with pseudo events. That's not necessary anymore. Neither is this. Because, oh, this is going to be so beautiful if this actually works the way that I think it's going to work. It's going to be so, so beautiful. And it'll really make pseudo events be extremely powerful. And it's not slow either. I mean, there's some things that could be optimized. Like these ternary expressions right here in a fast... I mean, but the thing is, you're also not going to be really creating events in a tight loop, right? Uh, so it doesn't really matter if it's fast or not, but it is pretty quick. There's not a lot of like CPU branches going on here with if statements. Although sometimes the compiler optimizes certain patterns in if statements, like with comparisons, for example. Like numeric comparisons. I don't know too much about like more complex types of comparison. I imagine that ternary is probably slower than an if statement. And the only reason why I'm using ternary here is because I'm doing a single line. I'm doing like a multivariable assignment here. And so I have to evaluate each variable in one line. I could use if statements, but that'd be really, really messy with making like old variables to save the new or the old state of a variable before changing it. It's like I just didn't want to do that. But anyway, it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. Okay, should I just test the event? I think I already did kind of test it. Let's just let's just test it again just in case. You never know. Right. Okay, so let me just make a new pseudo event. So I'll say event is equal to pseudo event, and I'm not gonna do any hierarchical stuff yet. Let's just say like event dot say event dot connect. Actually, let's make some functions first. Pass some arguments. Event 0 fired with argue. F1. We'll send an argument. I'm just gonna literally copy this. That other fun. Perfect. Event dot event dot connect 0. I don't think I've tested this with names yet. Like naming the event connection. Did I handle that? I don't think I handled that. Oh, well, I kind of, we'll see, we'll see. I'll print it all out. Okay, so if I console log the entire event object, first of all, do I have two? Okay. Okay. So if I just console log the entire pseudo event object here, oh gosh, this is gonna be confusing to switch between. That's not right. Here we go. Then we have one connection. You know what? This is ridiculous. I'm gonna forget that I'm like on one screen. Just gonna move this over. You could full screen this in the browser, like just full screen it in the browser. Do that. I don't think you can. It doesn't matter. Okay. So, so we have one connection here. So we should see inside of the pseudo event, it has no child events. Its class name is pseudo event. It has one connection, which is just a connection object. It has no name, we give it no name, and we give it no parent. Its state is listening, and the available states are here, and all of its methods are here. Okay. So, if I go to connections, connection, we used a default connect, so I made the default connect be a state of weak. So if you just use regular connect, then it just defaults state for the connection type to weak. Okay, so the name is the function if we don't give it a name. Now, if I come in here and give this like some name, and then I open this and go into connection, the name is some name. Okay. I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. Although I'm thinking maybe I should. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll make it undefined later. That seems to work. Back to the pseudo events. Alright, we can connect it with a name and a function. Exactly what we did here. Right, so now the only issue is if we wanted to give it an object, the event handler, right? Because for the event handler, we should also be able to disconnect things by the object. Past the object. Well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't. Because doesn't the actual, like, real remove event listener, doesn't that just take a function? I know you can pass option. Yeah, it just takes the function. I don't think we have to add another option for objects. That's just ridiculous. If I want to remove all events on an object, then I could just give them all the same name. Yeah. Man, this pipeline punch monster is delicious. Okay, so let's do a little bit more experimenting. All connect methods will also return the connection object. So I should be able to say const connection equal to this, and then I should be able to use that connection object as a literal in the other class methods of events. So I should be able to say pause connection. If I save this, we should see that the uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. That's not good. So I do event.pause connection. It won't return connection because... Wait. That doesn't make any sense. Honest, am I crazy? Why isn't that there? Pause. If I say pause connection, that'll be taking up the name argument. That gets passed to the apply filter right here. So we should see that it gets sorted into this category, right? Where we have connection undefined, undefined. And it's a weak connect. It is a weak connect. Could be. Yeah, it's a weak. Dude, what? Oh. It's because I'm removing it here. Um, Honestly, I think I should just combine this with this. Because this is like iterating over the whole table anyway. So I should just say and what should I say? If I'm pausing it, if I'm passing the object to be paused, I still want to iterate over connections. I think I just have to add a condition that says and connection and type of connection is equal to object. Or wait. Yeah. Yeah. If it's equal to object, then then if the object is mutable, override. Yeah, or if it's not an object, then just pass true, right? In other words, if we pass an object to the to be paused, right? Like if I pass connection, then it should say, we should be able to get rid of this. So it's no longer the fastest option, but it does. So we should be able to say, okay, we pass the object. Wait, does that mean that? Yeah, because that should always be the first one. Um, so, cool. Oh, we already have this mutable condition. I don't think we need this. Yeah. Okay, we don't need this. Okay. Oh my gosh. I might have just, like, designed this perfect. So, if the value that we're iterating over is mutable, in other words, if we can change it, if we're allowed to change it, then look at the connection name. If the connection name is there, then compare the connection name. Otherwise, just pass it true. Same with the function. If it's an object, then just compare the object. Yeah, if that type is an object, then literally just compare connection name with value. Or pass it true. So if I save this, and then save this... Hey! And look, it should be paused. It should be paused. Yes! It's paused. Okay. Sweet. Now, if I strong connect it, then it shouldn't be paused. Because it shouldn't pass the mutable... Uh-oh. Wait, how does that happen? How is it paused? If I pause it by name, it shouldn't pause. Oh crap. Right? Like I tested that. Paused? Possible. Oh, great. Just when you think you got it, you don't got it. Okay, let's print out the arguments again. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? I gotta, like, finish this up today and then get working on this challenge 6. Console.log, connection name, connection function, override. Okay. So I'm passing this. We have some name, undefined, undefined. Good. Okay, if I remove what I just added before, does it work? Because I swear I tested this and I got the result that I was looking for. I comment this out. Okay, good, good. So it's just this, okay. Yeah, so it'll still be listening because it's not, there's no override. If I pass an override to this pause, like true, then it should be paused. Okay, cool. So that still works. Just that condition that's messing it up. Condition. I don't know why that would mess it up. And, oh, is this going to be a parentheses thing? This is totally going to be a parentheses thing, isn't it? So this shouldn't be paused. Yep, it's a parentheses thing. So maybe this should actually be on the same line, just to avoid confusion. Yeah, and, because it was reading it as not and then ternary expression, it was saying and type of connection is equal to object, and then it was taking that and then doing ternary with, like, everything else over here, saying, like, is this true? Then do this, otherwise do this. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was that was kind of scary. But so now if I pass a override, then it should be paused. Okay. Fantastic. Get rid of this console log. Gosh, I've like drastically reduced the amount of code here. I mean, when I take all these comments out, like this is a really small function. Like dude, this general iteration function that I made is probably so overkill. It's so simple. Like you can literally use it for any kind of iteration, comparison, and action. It uses, the only downside to this is that it uses a lot of callbacks. It uses 3 callbacks. So you pass a processing callback, which processes the result, or processes the value of each index into a result, and then you pass a condition callback, which will take that result and say if, you know, well, you can run some kind of conditional check and return true or false. And so if that returns true, then you can pass another callback called action, which will then fire that function, giving you the key, whatever table index you're at. And this pretty much just allows you to do anything iterable that you can imagine. You just can't iterate over objects because this is for in. I might be, is for of just more general? Like, can I iterate over arrays with for of? Maybe I want to do that instead. Say let's. I want to say let array equal C. I say for let key of array console.log array key. I actually can. Why does that say undefined? Oh, wait. Oh, this pulls the values out of array. Ooh, okay, interesting. So yeah, I could switch this to of and make it more generalized, but I lose the ability to get indices, or I guess the index of where I am in an array, which is actually not good, because if I wanted to use this to, like, remove something from an array, I need the index to be able to do that. So I don't think I can really generalize it the way I want to. That's fine. I might be able to just, like... Well, hold on a second. I can still use this for objects, right? Or let key in object log object. Yeah. And okay. Huh. Now, I'm wondering why you can't iterate over maps using for in. That's strange to me. So if I say let map do map, I say map dot set A to 1, map dot set B to 2, set B to 3. When I say for let key in map console.log key. Yeah, undefined. Or not undefined, but it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't actually iterate over the map. Why? Maybe it's just an empty object with prototypes and hidden property. That's probably why. That's probably why. That's probably, oh, you know what? Yeah. So, but, okay, in that case, key in map.keys? That should work. No? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, keys is an iterator. Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't this be an array? Entries, yeah. uh, Map.keys is instance of array? Not. Uh, but why? Map.keys is an object. Map.keys instance of object? Callable. Oh, does it think I'm trying to make a function? Oops. Instance of what? Maybe I don't think instance of works the way that I thought it does. Thought it did. Oh, it's an operator. That's I thought it was like I thought instance of was actually a function, but JavaScript just did that syntax sugar where you can like not have to use standard syntax if you're just passing one, or if you just have one instruction. Okay, whatever. So I don't understand. If this is an object... Oh, is it an object with just like... Hold on a second. Is it like this? Oh wait, I already have this defined. Is it like... No, because then it shows you the indices. So I don't know how it's getting this kind of format. Curator net. Yeah, I don't understand that. Keys.next. Wait a second. For let key in the map.keys. Every language typically has like an iterator function, like a base iterator function. Um, um, and it's usually called next. So what is next? Right. Iterator function. Right. Yeah, so this is essentially what allows you to generically iterate over an object. Um, Basically just keep it just keeps calling next until next doesn't return a value, and then the loop is done. Um, so I feel like I can manipulate that in some kind of way. Next map keys. Wait, is next not? Oh, it's probably only is it only a field of iterator functions? I forgot. Is it star function? Or, I think it's function star. Yeah, functions. Can I make an anonymous function with arrow notation with this? Probably this. Maybe not. Oh, I think if it's 4 if it's anonymous, right? No? JavaScript. Uh, um, Anonymous iterator functions. Yeah, because there's no vanilla way to get the next item in an object unless you have like a function like next. At least not in high level languages. Dude, what's the syntax? What is the syntax? You can make anonymous iterator function. Oh my. Oh, you can't. Okay, you just can't. Okay. Yeah, it feels like a design flaw. Arrow functions are supposed to be lightweight and don't have a dot. Well, I guess I could see that argument too. It's just a really quick shorthand way of doing something. I guess that actually makes sense. I mean, I would have liked. Nah, actually, I don't really agree with that. Generator functions are pretty much the opposite. Yeah, but you can still use arrow notation to make a shorthand anonymous function. Yeah, and arrow functions also have the self-identifier, or what do you call it? The object reference thing, where like it'll actually skip a level in like the object reference tree. So if you use an anonymous function, then using the word this in that, or sorry, if you use an arrow function, then using this in the arrow function will actually refer to its parent object, instead of the object that it's in or being called on. Or it'll just ignore the object that it's being. That's kind of a dude. Anyway, so that answers that. I don't. Was I? Right. Oh, yeah. I want to see if. First of all, can I make an anonymous? Can, okay. So next is not a property of iterator function. So where does next come from? Oh, it might be something that an iterator function returns. Actually, yeah. Yep, there it is. Okay. So, right, and so when I call next, it will essentially look for another yield inside that function. Yeah. Anyway. I'll have to add like a note here or something. Usually you don't want to mix, like, you want to keep array structures and dictionary or object structures separate. Um, but just out of curiosity, what was I doing? Oh, okay. So this works now. So let's go back to kind of like testing this a little bit more. Unconnect, pause with an override. If I say pause all, I don't think I actually need an override. Oh no, I do. I need an override if it's a pause all on an actual event. Oh, what? we go again. Oh wait, okay, okay. Because it's strong connected, okay. Wait, no, but I overrided it. Oh, I don't think I added that functionality yet. I think I left a note to myself about that. Yeah. But wait a second. Yeah, okay. So the okay. So the event itself paused, but the connection isn't paused. But that's okay. Okay, so it still doesn't fire, which is good. Now if I take the override out, paused. Is that paused? Okay, this should not be paused. Wait, sorry, no. That should be paused. The connection shouldn't be paused. Okay, there's definitely an issue here. There is definitely issue. When I call pause all I'm doing is I'm just setting the pseudo event state to paused. Wait a sec. Yeah. So yeah, this might be something that I have to deal with when I'm working on the Fire Children. So let's make some more connections here. Let's connect one. So if I get rid of the pause all, then these two connections will actually fire. If I pause one of these connections, say I pause the first, it'll still fire because because it's strongly connected. So then if I pass an override, oh my gosh, that's not good. Action 0. Zero, still listening. What if I make it a weak connection? Why? Wasn't this just working? This was literally just working. Was it because I added the name? Oh. Pauser. Pauser will take the connections at a given index and then set the state to paused. Wait a second. Let me just see something really quick. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this should still be class. The object. I just don't see why it's not setting the connection state to paused. I really don't understand that. I mean, I thought I just fixed this issue. Okay, hold on a second. If I get... Oh. Wait, no. Okay, never mind. I thought I was... I mean, I am. But, okay. For a different reason. Okay, so... Fire them. We go through all of the connections. So, honestly, this is probably gonna fire them... No, it won't, because part of the has permission statement is that it's on listening. Okay. Pauser isn't even firing. How is it even possible? If I pause it by name... Whoa. Oh, okay, yeah, because that's the first item, okay. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, look, it pauses it. It's still getting fired because I haven't handled that yet in here, right? Like, this is actually just gonna fire everything. I can simply just say, like, if connection dot is state listening, then fire them. And that fixes that. Okay, so pausing it by name is working. You know what? I honestly think this is a parentheses issue again. And I think if I do this, I think it's this over here. I'm just gonna wrap everything in parentheses. It's still doesn't do it. Still on listening. Why are they still listening? Pauser is still not firing. I don't understand. This was actually working before. Okay, I'm gonna like end the stream because this was working before. I get like I'm not crazy, right? Like I was able to pause stuff with the connection literals, right? I thought I was. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the stream anyway. This was just to kind of test GitHub progress anyway, so ending stream.